Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So, Jamie, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Jared. How are you?
I'm doing good. It is technically, well, officially, when we're recording, it is our anniversary today.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. 28 years.
Divided by 2.
That's true.
We're at 14.
We're at 14 years.
14 years.
And we both realized we were live streaming last night, and Jamie was like, tomorrow's our anniversary. Which I knew because I set reminders a lot. But at the same time, it's been really hectic. So, you know.
It's been very crazy. And I mean, we really don't do much for our anniversary anyway. It's kind of coinciding this year with the meetup that's this weekend. So we're like, hey, let's just do something at Disney.
Yeah, we'll have dinner at Disney or something.
We'll just have dinner or something. It'll be good.
Because if not, I mean, we would just have dinner basically at the house right now. But you know,
right. Well, my parents are back now because they were gone for a week. So now that they're back, it'll get a little bit more back to normal. So take a little breather.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do remember how it's when we were married, it was, we figured out a fall September wedding would be kind of cool. And the day of our wedding was sweltering hot in a valley.
Yeah, it was it was over 90 degrees.
I do remember that because all of our wedding pictures, they're here in the office that you can tell like in between shots, we're just like wiping off sweat, trying to make it look like we weren't sweating. Clearly it was a lost cause there, but 14 years. And hey, again, glad we're married for 14 years. We have our wedding anniversary, then the show anniversary, which is sometime in July. I don't know.
Yes, I am glad we got married.
Me too. Good work.
Good job.
Good work on us.
Good decision you made.
But we're not going to talk. You too.
Yeah.
Back in my 20s. Good job, 20-something, Jared.
Oh gosh. 20s. We were babies.
Well, But we're not going to talk about our anniversary today.
Oh, why not? Come on.
Well, we do. Well, we also have the meetup this weekend.
I
So
know.
we have
so
the
excited.
Club 32 meetup, which will be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, we'll probably have some sort of dinner there. Do you know what you want to eat, by the way?
Let me think about it.
Okay.
Let me think about it. But I have a place in my mind here. But I'll tell you later.
I'm gonna guess that's Cosmic Rays.
Definitely. Please take me to Sunny Eclipse.
I did have an idea, by the way.
And serenade me with some dance moves.
I mean,
please.
I did have the idea. So one of our Club 32 members was potentially doing like a Disney wedding. I was like, Disney should get in on obviously a Disney wedding is not cheap. It's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they should offer a package where you get married like in Cosmic Rays and he serenades you and everything. And then your ceremony, you have like Cosmic Rays food, which wouldn't be the best, but you're still technically having a Disney wedding.
Or like at least the reception at Cosmic Rays.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's very casual, but like it wouldn't have to be like as expensive as like in front of the castle.
Yeah, it's like getting married. It's like
Sunny Eclipse is your DJ.
I'm just saying, you could get it, instead of spending $25,000, you could spend like, I don't know, $12,000 for that.
Right.
Is still what they would charge you for.
And that's for like
just saying.
15 minutes.
Listen, there's different packages you could do. Sunny Eclipse is very romantic at times. He could probably be maybe they dress him up, do like the wedding singer, He's like technically a wedding DJ. Just saying.
It's a great idea.
And it's automated. You don't have to do anything.
That's true.
But I doubt they'll do that. You could have your own wedding there. I don't think they will. You could have it off the books and just do it like a real quick and get in and get out sort of situation. I don't know.
Can you have your reception in Cinderella's castle, like royal table?
I'm sure if you paid enough money, you could. Basically, one thing I've learned in my years is you have enough money, you can do just about anything you want.
That is accurate.
I'm going to say probably with enough money, you could make that happen.
Okay.
But
fair enough.
But outside of that, no.
Okay. Fine.
Anyways, well, we do have some news we're going to talk about today, including there is a little bit of a snag, I guess you could say, in the Cars Frontierland
takeover
debacle, I would call it. So it's an interesting development there. And then Jamie had an idea for a segment, which is what, Jamie?
I decided that we should talk about the biggest Disney myths out there that just won't die.
So untrue myths.
No. Well, yes. Myths that are not true. They are myths.
Are all myths untrue, technically?
Yes.
No,
that's why they're a myth.
I thought a myth was like it could be true.
That's like an urban legend or something. No, this is a myth that just these are just myths that will just not go away. They're just in the zeitgeist and they get repeated over and over again and people hear them constantly and start to believe them. That's what these myths are.
Okay.
So I thought that'd be funny to talk about them.
That's what we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
So on top of the news. So that is what we're going to do. But before we get to the news, just to remind everybody, it is September. Well, it's, technically it was August, which clearly that's Halloween season. Mm-hmm. We're in mid-September, which is clearly, everybody's getting ready for fall. And down here in Florida, it's a nice cool 85 degrees. So technically it's fall weather, which means it's time to get your Halloween and fall apparel that you can wear to the parks or just at home. So we have a whole bunch of Halloween releases. We have some old ones that we brought back to the shop. We have some brand new ones that we brought in design. One of them is the Not So Spooky Season. And another variant of, I call it a variant, another version of a Sleepy Hollow shirt. But a lot of stuff there you can go check out. You can go to ctmapparelco.com and check out all of the fall release items there. So plenty of fall favorites from past years and some new ones as well. Plus, by being a listener of this show, you get 15% off your first order. Just use the promo code FALL. And that'll get you 15% off your order. And like I said, we print all our shirts in-house. We design them in-house. We ship them in-house. Everything is done by us, by hand. And then they are, we use the best shirts we can find. Good, comfy shirts, comfort colors, next level. The prints are good, solid. So we do it all in-house so you have a better quality shirt. And we can provide good customer service as well. So you're getting it straight from us and not some faceless corporation out there.
Oh, my.
Just facelessly doing things.
We have faces.
Yeah, we do have faces. That's true. Mm-hmm. We are not a faceless corporation. But you can get your non-faceless shirt, I suppose. Anyways, you can get your Halloween shirt, whatever you want to get, at ctmapparelco.com and use the promo code FALL to get 15% off. And then, of course, be sure, if you like this show, be sure to like us over on YouTube. If you're watching us there, we have a YouTube channel. There's at CTM Podcast where you can check out video versions of the show. So like this video and subscribe there if you would not mind, or if you'd like to see us rather than just hear us. And, of course, you're listening on just good old trusty, old-fashioned podcast audio form, whatever version, whatever you're on, whether it's Apple, Spotify, wherever. Just please subscribe to the channel and leave us a review, as we would greatly appreciate that. And that's all I got here. So we're going to get into the news. That's all for the housekeeping there. So, first news story is, like we said, permits for the Cars-themed expansion at Magic Kingdom have hit a bit of a snag, it seems.
Yes. So I read about what was going on with these permits, and Jared did a video about it on the YouTube channel, the Cap the Magic YouTube channel.
On the YouTubes. So I'm going to let him talk about mostly, but it has to do with the water, right? Something to do with the water. Part of it is the water.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what's the deal? Why can't they get the permits right now?
Okay. So essentially over here, Frontierland, they're going to take out Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island to make way for a Cars expansion, which we talked about before. I hate the idea, but that is what they are intending to do. Well, they filed a permit, and the state came back and said they requested multiple, I guess you could say, just changes or things to that permit. So one of them, the permit focuses on modifications to the stormwater management system behind Tom Sawyer Island and Big Thunder Mountain. So basically, because there's a large body of water that is being drained, and then they're developing the land behind Big Thunder, there's a lot of impact, like environmental impact. So essentially what the state is asking for are, how is this going to impact wildlife surrounding it? Like, I guess there's some potentially animals that could be impacted by this. So they're looking for more environmental impact studies around this. So there was like 15 or 16 things that the state is specifically asking for. Some of it they can make changes to. One of the things they were, and pretty quickly, and some of them, those studies, you would think would take a little bit of time and money to get those things done. Mm-hmm. They have 90 days to get back at the state, or if they don't respond within 90 days, it's automatically denied at that point. And also there's like stormwater systems and things like that it could affect. And they also wanted to change the type of permit it was. I can't remember the exact details of it, but it was in terms of the use permit. They also actually wanted it to be different. So there's like 15 or 16 things. I don't recall ever hearing about this much in terms of permits, like being an issue with it. But at the same time, I don't recall Disney developing this much land and taking it this much area, especially involving a big water, system that's in the parks. So that could be part of this. But it does appear that there's some bureaucratic red tape they would have to deal with. But in terms of actually impacting this getting done, I mean, at this point, I don't see that being the case unless it's something, I guess, that could come back from one of those environmental impact studies where the state says no.
It's possible.
It's definitely possible that it could happen. If anything, it would be delayed. Now, Personally speaking, I've talked about how I'm not a fan of this.
Right.
I would much rather Disney come back and say, after we reconsidered this, we're not going to put this here. We're going to, again, put it where it was originally supposed to go, maybe behind Big Thunder Mountain, but we're going to leave the Rivers of America, blah, blah, blah. If we have to get that, if that happens by bureaucratic red tape, which is insane to me, okay, fine, that's a win. Like if that's what's happening, I don't think that's what's going to happen here.
Nah.
I just think this is probably, who knows? I'm not going to act like I have a lot of experience in this area, but you're dealing with permits and, governments and things like that. They want things done a certain way. So some people are speculating that this is like Florida and Disney fighting again. I don't think that that's the case because you're considering this is a department of the government that's involved in environmental stuff. So it'll probably get worked out. So I'm sure this is unfortunately still going on. But as of now, they have hit a snag in terms of the construction as they have to make some changes to the permit that they filed for.
I mean, that's what happens when you build on some swamps. You got to protect those wetlands, man.
Well, and a lot of Disney does have obviously a lot of acreage, but they can't develop all of it due to that, like wetlands and environmental issues and like waterways. So there are limitations on what they can develop. You would assume that they wouldn't have, thought of this before they filed for this stuff. So you would assume they already have done some of the legwork here. But in terms of like how long some of that stuff will take, I honestly do not know. All I know is they do have 90 days to make changes to the permit, or it'll automatically be like denied. And I'm assuming
to refile.
I'm assuming they can refile it or something like that. But quite a few changes they were asking to make. But either way, there's a little bit of a roadblock there. Get it? Cars Land roadblock.
Got it. So funny.
Yeah.
So good. All right. Well,
that's that one there. So
there's that.
Speaking of permits, they're always exciting. There is another permit that was filed for a crane that was filed for the River Country site, the old River Country site.
Yep. This is just another possible hint that they're going to restart the construction on Reflections, a lakeside resort.
Reflections.
Mm-hmm. That was, I think it was a month ago, we talked about another rumor that there's a construction permit for the area between Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness. We thought maybe that had something to do with that too.
Well, they renewed a permit for basically that hotel. Yeah.
So there's a lot of like things pointing to it. Now this permit starts in October and lasts for 10 months.
Yeah.
So that would, I don't know. I mean, it could be something, it could be nothing. But if they are doing construction on it and it's something significant like the hotel that they were going to, plan on doing, wouldn't we have already gotten like word of that?
Well, technically, they never said it wasn't going to happen. They announced it at one of the D23s. They never have, which Disney does is they never came out and said it wasn't going to happen. It was assumed.
It's 2019 one, I think.
Yeah, it was before COVID.
Yeah.
So it may be one of those things where they talk about it after the fact. I mean, on some level, they've already demolished, I think, all of that stuff there because of they had started construction for this hotel and didn't finish it. But more than likely, if there's a crane here for this, it would point to the fact that they're still going to do this hotel. I don't know what else it would be used for unless there's some other project that they're just using a crane back there for. But cranes are typically used whenever you're building like a tower or something, not a bulldozer. A crane is a very specific piece of equipment there. So more than likely, we've heard rumblings as well that Reflections was still going to be happening. And a lot of people have thought they were going to announce it or re-announce it at D23, but this may be something that they announce at the next D23 as to almost be done, I suppose. But, one thing that Disney World definitely needs more of are DVC towers. I mean, they need more of them.
I mean, yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm being very facetious there. I don't think they need more DVC towers.
I think they could use more hotels. Definitely.
Oh, hotels, yes. I don't think they need to be DVC though. That's my main point.
I mean, they do make a lot of money with DVC.
They do,
sales,
and I'm not. And
I understand why they do it.
I understand why they do it, but I just think Disney could use another value in terms of that's not like a motel style, like a nice like a Surfside.
We talked about this last week. Yeah.
I think they could use something like that. But again, that maybe this is for a different type of hotel that's not for Reflections. Who knows what it could be? But
who knows?
Anyways, there's a crane there. There's a permit filed. You can go stare at it if you would like, I suppose. And see if anything happens.
The permit for a crane. There you go.
Just let us know and just be like, hey, they moved it. Be like, thanks. We'll see what happens there. But that's it on that one. As exciting as that one is there. But next news story we have is new details have been revealed for Disney's Jollywood Nights as there's now going to be a skating show as part of this.
Yeah.
And we have a name for it.
It's called Glisten, y'all. Glisten.
That's what I used to call when you use baby oil. You would just glisten.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Glisten. So, yeah, they had announced the show was going to be a part of the event this year, but we just didn't have a name and details for it. So now the new skating show, Glisten, will feature international champion skaters performing intricate routines to a mix of holiday music and beloved Disney songs such as Be Our Guest and When You Wish Upon a Star. And it gives the show times 8:15, 9:15, 10:30, 11:15, and 12:15. So the language, they keep saying just skating. I don't think that I'd be surprised. Is it ice skating?
No. There's no way they're going to do ice skating.
There's no way they're going to do ice skating, right?
This is what I said when they announced this. There's no way, like, ice skating rinks, they have to be, I mean, you're in Florida. You have to be a very controlled environment. It doesn't get cold enough to really do this. So it'd have to be an indoor area, like an arena to do this. They don't have the space to do it.
The promotional materials all show them having ice skates. So that's why it's like, okay. So they're going to be on, I'm guessing, rollerblades.
They're probably going to look like
and looks like they're ice skating. Okay, that's fine. That's great. They're actually going to do this in front of the Chinese theater. And they're going to put a projection on Chinese theater in the background,
right,
while the show is going on. So I'm actually really excited about this. I like new things for these events every year. So, and this is new from last year. So this will be great. I'm excited.
I'm not going to say it's going to be great. It has the potential to be great, but last year we talked about, we went to this, and I will just say Jollywood Nights did not have the best reception, especially at the beginning. We were at the first one.
Yeah, we talked about this ad nauseum.
Well, I'm just saying it didn't have the best start. It did improve a little bit as it went on, but they have a lot to prove in this next year of having this, of improving this party. So I think this sounds fine. I'm not going to say it's going to be great. I'm going to wait and see, because that's a lot of shows as well. So I'm guessing that each one of these, if they're spaced out within an hour, each one's going to be 30 minutes long.
Do you think it'd be 30?
Maybe.
I was thinking like 15 or 20.
Could be less. But either way, I mean, it's a cool thing to have there. And again, I'm sure it's not going to be on ice. It's probably going to be, rollerblades that look like ice. But I like the idea of it. Again, this whole party, I love the idea of it. It's just yet to come to fruition into a great party. Yeah. Last year seemed very thrown together at the last minute. So we'll have to see if this year has improved, which we will. I think we're planning on going, so we'll check it out.
Yes, we're planning on going. I think we were going to go to the second one. I think we're going to go to the first one, actually. I think it works out better for our schedule, but we'll see. Also, reservations for Jazzy Holidays at Hollywood Brown Derby are now open. So if you're going to go to this event, you can make reservations there. Last year, it was a virtual queue system that was a disaster the first night. They decided to open up reservations beforehand, and I checked today, and there's still a lot of availability. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know how much people want to spend during a paid party eating.
Right. And like last year, we just didn't know what to expect.
Well, last year also we got there and really there wasn't that much else to do. And a lot of the stuff was pretty disappointing. So we went in there just as sort of like, well, let's just go in here. And it was kind of rainy at that point. I remember a little bit.
Well, I mean, the first night of a new event, always shaky.
For sure.
Always. So, I mean, I don't think they just had all their ducks in a row. Now that we know kind of what to expect, like they'll have a special menu. They'll have.
I hope they have more decorations up.
Hopefully they'll have more decorations. They usually have like a special like piano player, performer or something in there. So it'll be a little bit more, unique than it would be during the day. But I think it's going to be more like, okay, you're going to eat dinner.
Probably.
Maybe some special bites. Again, like you were saying, like, do you want to spend some of your night in this, like eating like this? I don't know. Like, personally for me, probably not.
No, I don't. I don't think most people do, especially during a paid party. I just don't feel like most people want to do that.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, with the added show, ice skating show this year, they've got more characters this year. They're still doing the holiday or Hollywood show on the Beauty and the Beast stage. They still have the Tip Top Club, which hopefully is better this year.
There's a lot of things.
See.
In general, I do hope the party is better than it was last year. So we will judge it on that case. But they are adding new things. I think they'll probably have more meet and greets as well, because that was definitely
an
I just
area, mentioned that.
Yeah, where you had like 3 and just.
They have a new meet and greet thing they're doing this year too. But also, so last year they gave away coasters. Wasn't it coasters we got?
It was coasters, yeah.
So that was pretty cool. But this year is something they're giving away: champagne flavored marshmallows.
That does not sound good.
I mean,
I'm not a big fan of champagne.
We'll see.
I guess.
See, I mean, yeah. I don't know about that one. I would prefer coasters. That's a tangible item. That's a nice souvenir.
Right.
I mean, marshmallows are talented.
If we're putting more money in this party, we're not giving them coasters again. All right, they get mushrooms. They get marshmallows, and then we're gonna add more stuff.
You mushrooms. Good night.
Here's your sack of mushrooms.
Right.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll go this year, and hopefully it'll be great, and all this new stuff will be awesome too. So.
Yeah, I will say I will go into it not expecting much at all. So I suppose if it is better,
then you'll be happy.
But at the same time, I'm going to be pretty critical, like having spent last year. So I hope it's better, but we'll wait and see on that. But yeah, if you're looking to go there, there's some new things you can check out. Glisten.
By the way, I'm in a Facebook group about this event, and somebody said that I think they are going in December, and in lieu of doing a park day there, they bought a ticket to Jollywood Nights, but they have no plans of doing any of the party stuff because it was actually cheaper to do that as like a ticket than to buy like a day ticket.
Right. I can see
so they could still do event stuff if they wanted to, but they're mainly going to ride rides. And in those 5 hours or however long it is, they can get a lot of stuff done, especially since like nobody rides rides.
I would say, especially Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios doesn't have that much stuff.
Everybody is doing all the event stuff. So I was like, that's a great strategy. Just like Mickey's Not So Scary, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We always suggest do the same thing, but you're going to have more lines with those.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't have to brag when you were talking in there about being in a Facebook group. I feel like that was
Am I bragging?
Apparently that's fair.
Am I showing my elder millennial self over here?
Like, I'm in a Facebook group. You're like, oh.
Listen, I exclusively use Facebook for Disney groups and like homeschool groups.
Because they always get along really well in those. Our neighborhood group.
I don't even look at my feed
Our
anymore.
Neighborhood group is a great one.
Oh,
it's just people complaining constantly.
I can't. Yeah. I have to mute it every once in a while. I'm just like, I can't deal with y'all. Okay. Anyway, so moving on.
In case I didn't want to come across as Jamie was bragging too much. So
braggadocious.
Braggadocious here. All right. Next one we have is DVC members. This is talking to you guys.
Talking to you.
Or prospective ones, perhaps. Mm-hmm. The Island Tower point chart has been released.
Yeah. And so we have a little more idea of how many points you're going to pay per night for the rooms here.
350.
So the duo studios, that's the 2-person studios, those start at $12. Sorry, not $12. 12 points per night. Deluxe studios start at 14 points per night. 1 bedroom start at 28 points per night. 2 bedrooms start at 44 points per night, and 2 bedroom penthouse starts at 86 per night. And when I say start at, that is the one night a year in the very, very value season that it's just very rare to find.
So how much is per point though? Like how much is a point?
Well, this is concerning, like if you had a contract.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people have between like 150 to, 300 points ish.
Right.
So, I mean, like it's hard to figure out the point. Like if you're renting points, is that what you're asking?
Sure. It's just a baseline. I'm trying to figure out how much this is in regular people money.
Okay. So
anytime they start getting points, I'm just like, I right now I have a calculator. I'm like, I don't know what this means.
Okay, so let's do like a deluxe studio for like 14 points the minimum. If you want to rent points for this for like one night here, you're probably going to pay around 23, 24 points per night. I would say. I'm not sure, but
okay. So we're talking 300-ish per night.
14
to start.
If you're renting points.
Yeah. I mean, either way, you're probably in that ballpark, but.
And that 14 times 24.
Listen, I'm not here to do math. I'm just saying I did it a little bit. It was like 322. So I'm saying around 300 a night.
Oh, I thought it would be more than that.
Well, if you take 14 times, you said 23?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 322.
Oh, okay. Well, all right then. So, I mean, I guess if you rent at the very, very value season, you can get decent deals on it. But don't hold your breath on that. This is a brand new tower at a very popular resort, and you're going to be paying a lot more than that. So
you can pay cash as well, like $900 a room.
You can pay cash. So, you can actually book that now with cash. But just a reminder, for current DVC members with contracts, you can book using your points on October 15th. And those new DVC members that could buy as early as October 29th, they can book starting November 5th. So the booking windows are going to open soon for using those points.
I feel like DVC has a messaging problem in that the points per night thing. It's just, it requires, for me, the minute they start talking, I'm just like, I'm out.
You're that meme of that lady with the equations.
Yeah.
That's you. That's you just
make
going,
me stop
what?
to do math, you've lost me.
Yeah,
it's like,
you're done with that.
Well, it's only 19 points per night, but then that gets converted down to 12. You're like, I'm done. I don't know what happened here, but I'm out.
And a reminder, this opens December 17th. So
yes. I would say this hotel is one. I'm curious how this will go. Like I've said before, I think it looks like a nice hotel. It looks a lot like a Marriott, though. It doesn't seem very Disney, at least in terms of traditionally how you seem. And I just am curious what this hotel is going to do to the Polynesian as a whole. I feel like it's just going to become a very crowded resort, which is unfortunate.
It's already crowded. So
that's the thing. It's
worse.
already crowded, and it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like coming over here is just going to become like, it's not going to be one thing. Let's hop over to the Polynesian and like go up to Tambu Lounge and hang out. It's going to be difficult because it's just going to be swamped with even more people.
Yep.
And then once Disney realizes that, they need to build all this stuff. All of a sudden, Polynesia's going to be back under construction, and I feel like it's just going to be a mess. But
that's it.
We'll have to wait and see, of course. But last story we have is September 21st over at Cosmic Rewind in Epcot. They'll be playing September all day long.
All day long. Yeah. So they mentioned the date, September 21st of September, in the song September. Is it Earth, Wind, and Fire?
I'm not sure.
I believe it is. So they're playing that all day long on Guardians. So if you get to ride that this Saturday, that's what you'll hear. And that's when we're going. We're going on Saturday.
It's true.
So we're going to get some September.
I suppose we should all be happy that it didn't decide to use Wake Me Up When September Ends, because that song is terrible. And I'm pretty sure that would lead people to commit just all sorts of terrible things if they hear that. Imagine an employee having to hear that all day long if you're a cast member.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yep.
But you don't have to do that. So you can just hear a better version of the month of September.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Jared.
I don't know. I got nothing else there. But yes,
okay.
If you're going to be there on Saturday, if you're going to come to the meetup, you can ride Guardians of the Galaxy to September.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of us are.
I guess technically you could always just put in your own AirPods and listen to whatever you wanted to on that ride, but...
Oh, that's not... Oh, no, you can't. They're just going to come right out of your
ears. You think so?
Yes. That launch is going to just rip them right out.
That's probably a good point.
Don't do that,
I think
people.
It was funny how... I mean, essentially this ride, it's a great ride, but it's like they just play a song for the whole thing for the most part over a little bit of audio track. But it's funny, for Christmas, they're like, sorry, we can't do Christmas songs. I'm like, just plug in your iPod. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just get your Spotify playlist out. I don't feel like it's a difficult thing.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Anyway. Questions. Anyways, that's all the news that we have.
Okay.
But we do have a poll time.
Poll time.
It's poll time. Tell us what you think. Every opinion counts. Come on and link. We're discussing it all. We're taking a stance. Poll time's the segment. Let's give it a chance.
All right.
Just give it a chance.
Okay. Yes. For this week's poll time, I asked, agree or disagree? Starting in Canada is better than starting in Mexico at Epcot. So here are the results here.
Okay.
32% said, disagree, mi amiga.
Okay.
They're like, no, I will not start in Canada. I will start in Mexico.
Okay.
So that's 32%. 26% said, depends on the vibes.
Get on a team. Quit being wishy-washy. Get off the fence.
Hey, some days you want to go left. Some days you want to go right.
Make a choice, okay? These fence setters, get off it. All right. We're all tired of it.
I mean, do what the song says, right?
Yeah.
Take a stance.
Take a stance. Give it a chance. Just make a choice.
That's right.
If we're walking down there and you're like, I don't know where to go, you're getting left. That's all I'm saying.
Or right.
Well,
that was a dad joke. I'm so sorry. You getting left?
You can
or right?
You can see yourself out.
I'm leaving. Goodbye. All right. 21% said agree. The Mexican boat ride is proportionally better the more you've had to drink.
Probably true.
18% said disagree. I'm going to start in France or UK at the International Gateway.
Again, too many choices. Get on a side. Quit just throwing in these other ones. It's two choices here.
1% said, I don't like Epcot. Never been to Epcot.
Why are they what? Did you allow people to make their own?
No, that was one option. Somebody actually put that.
Why did you put so many options?
There's like 6.
Okay.
And then 2% said other. But
which other way you gonna go? Just gonna leave?
So no.
Neither. I turn around and go back.
No. A couple people were like, only Skyliner entrance. They don't want to go through the front. I understand that. So was it beer before liquor? Never been sicker. That's why I start with margaritas.
I mean,
I was like,
I suppose.
legit.
I suppose. Again, if you're drinking at Disney though, you got to take out a loan for that.
But yeah, quite a few like to go to UK first, actually. If you're going through International Gateway. So if you don't go through International Gateway, you go through Canada to get to UK first. Fair.
Yeah.
Or France.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just a lot of people said either Mexico or like International Gateway was the main one.
Okay. I mean, I would still say make a choice there, but okay.
I mean,
what's your choice?
So we usually go. I'm actually trying to think. I think we do a mix of both. Like we don't really have one we go to every single time because there's always, a reason we're going left or right. You know what I mean? So I think if we were going to Frozen, which we do if we have our kids with us, we'll go left.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say if my choice, I'm going Canada.
I'm going Canada.
Going right.
Okay.
I feel like that's the better way.
Mexico is really busy.
It's always
That's
busy.
the only thing too. Like if you're going in the afternoon on a weekend or at night on the weekend, it is just so busy over there. So yeah, Canada is a little bit easier to get through. And but UK is also really busy. So I don't know. I mean, it's all busy. It's all busy.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But anyway, so thank you everybody for participating in the poll this week. I will have a new poll next week.
Yes, and if you want to be part of the next poll time, you can do that in a couple ways. You can join the Capture the Magic Facebook community and vote over there. You can also find it on Instagram over at Cap the Magic there, as Jamie posts those in the stories. So you can vote either or both places if you'd like. Just make a choice and don't sit on the fence.
Take a stance.
That should be what you put on there. Don't be a fence sitter. Listen. Gotta make a choice.
But people did make a choice. They said, I don't know.
That's not a choice.
The choice is I don't know.
Like I said. Let's commit one way or the other here. All right.
Fine.
Either way, you can join there. That's what you can do to be part of the next poll time there. So, all right. Well, let's get to our discussion segment, which is we have 8 myths about Disney that just won't die.
Just won't go away.
No matter how much people yell and scream about it.
Won't go away. Yeah, I'm excited about these. I actually learned some stuff. I was like, I knew these weren't true, but I didn't know like why for real. So, would you like to read them or read the reason or?
I will read the headline part.
Okay.
And I'll let you get to, much like how we do, I will go after headlines and you do the details.
That is literally what we do.
I make a statement.
That is our life.
People either agree with or get really mad about, and then Jamie comes in and smooths it over.
I'm like,
and I go, I don't really care.
Here's what you haven't heard.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes here. But all right,
Yep.
Number one, probably people have heard this one. I know this is like in the cultural zeitgeist, if you will, but that Walt Disney is cryogenically frozen.
This is untrue.
Are you sure?
Yes, this is untrue.
Okay.
So in 1972, Bob Nelson, then president of the Cryonics Society of California, said that some of the people that worked for Walt Disney called and asked a bunch of questions about the process, the staff, the history, etc. So in interviews, like after Disney had passed away, Bob had said that Disney wanted to be frozen, but he was not frozen. He was in fact cremated.
Well, it's not as cool of a story.
It's not as cool of a story, but I mean, it is. No, he is not.
So what you're telling me is Walt Disney is not in a total recall scenario.
No. And I think what perpetuated the rumor is that somebody, it was like a movie or a television show from like maybe like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, mentioned it. And I think that perpetuated the rumor.
Well, if you think about it too, I mean, obviously Walt Disney was a very like important figure historically and just like in the culture, especially at that time. And he, you know, if somebody was going to be cryogenically frozen, you would assume it would be a Walt Disney type. Like he was very much in like, you know, always looking at the cutting edge of things and involved in the space program. So I get why. And that probably was when cryogenically frozen things started kind of gaining popularity, would be my guess. So, yeah, doesn't look like he's going to be unfrozen or anything. So, yeah.
No.
But
not frozen.
That one is one, I mean, even like Futurama, like shows have made jokes about that. Like that one is probably stuck in the zeitgeist for a long time.
It's a legit myth. Mm-hmm.
All right, number 2 we have is Winnie the Pooh is a male character.
Yes. So
he doesn't wear pants.
So the story goes that a soldier named Harry Colborne actually gave a female black bear named Winnie to the London Zoo when he had to travel to France to be in the British Army. Once at the zoo, Winnie made a new best friend, a little boy named Christopher Robin, who visited a lot and named his toy bear after her. And his Christopher's father, A.A. Milne, who was the author of the Winnie the Pooh books, noticed their special relationship, and the rest is history. So the bear that was named after, given to the teddy bear of Christopher Robin, the real Christopher Robin, that bear was a girl.
But Winnie the Pooh, the character, is what?
Yes, is a boy.
Okay,
but the real Winnie the Pooh is a girl.
Gotcha. Either way, it's a bear and it's a menace to society. But
I knew you were going to go.
No, I'm just saying. Either way, male or female, terrifying monster that, you know, should not be. We shouldn't be having teddy bears. But
it's a lady bear. It's a lady bear.
It's a lady bear. So next time you want to insult somebody, call him Winnie the Pooh. Actually, take that out. I'll do that.
Say something different besides that. I mean, lady bears are dangerous too. All right.
Yeah, they're all dangerous. Actually, yeah, like mama bears are way worse. Like if you see a baby cub and then you see a mama bear, you're in trouble.
Yeah. You be careful now.
Be careful now.
Yep.
That's been a segment brought to you by Capture the Magic. All right, number 3. This one, I remember stuff around the Lion King here. So
now you can spell this word if you want to, just in case kids are listening.
Oh, okay. The word sex appears in Lion King.
Yes. Okay, so there's a part in Lion King when Simba plops down and dust comes up and it looks like the word sex is spelled within the dust. But it's not. It's actually SFX, not E. It's an F. And it's a nod to the special effects team that worked on the movies. This is according to former Disney animator Danny Cito.
Are we sure about this? Because there also was the Little Mermaid poster, the main picture. Remember that?
So okay, and I didn't include this in that one in the list, but so the cover art was not made by Disney. They outsourced that.
Well, either way, it was there.
So if that the person that did the art, if it did it, he did it on accident. I was like, okay, bro.
That's even worse.
That one. That's why I didn't put it in this one because I was like, it's not really a myth. I mean, I think that kind of happened.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it did. That's even worse.
But this has actually been refuted, so that's why I included it. It's SFX.
Well, there was always rumblings of this. I remember as a kid, you'd always hear about like animators put certain things. Like I'm sure, especially like the old hand drawn stuff. There's probably stuff that you stop here and there. You can see different things. I'm sure they sneak stuff in, but
there is an edition. Again, this is not a myth because this actually happened. There's an edition of the Rescuers movie. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what part it is, but in the background, it's like a window or a painting or something. And there is a naked woman.
Oh,
right there. Now they took it out of like re-releases and like and like newer VHSs and all that stuff. But if you have an old VHS, it's still in there.
I'm telling
It's
you,
legit in there. It's not even like a myth. It's in there,
Gotta
but
watch.
they did take it out.
Gotta watch these animators.
They do. You have to watch them.
Like, you have a whole department. Did they sneak anything in the background on these? I'm like, oh, go through it. Got some real weirdos working here. All right. Number 4, we have a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was the first feature-length animated film. I'm supposing that is an untrue myth.
Technically, this is a myth. Technically. Because the first feature-length animated film that was put into theaters was the Academy Award review of Walt Disney cartoons. This is kind of a cop-out, but I'm just going to roll with this.
Okay.
So this Academy Award review of Walt Disney cartoons was a collection of previously released animated shorts presented together with narration. And it was released to build excitement for Snow White.
Oh.
But it did go to theaters. It just was featured older cartoons all smushed together into one.
Interesting.
So technically it was the first one. But if you were ever say Snow White was the first, animated, full-length animated film, you would also be correct because,
Right.
Technicality. But
well, and funny enough, it was one of the very first animated films, and it will be one of the next bombs from Disney at the box office. So that'll be nice. Was that too much? Yeah. I'm guessing that movie's not going to do very well. All right, let's move on to number 5. Disney was the first to use the term Imagineer.
Yeah, so Disney claims to have started using the term in 1962, but they didn't actually trademark it until 1989.
They just didn't get around to it.
Nope. They used the term, but they didn't actually trademark it as like one of theirs. But the company Alcoa, they coined it in the 1940s. They are an aluminum company, but they use the Imagineer term the same way Disney does, like imagination plus engineering. They used it first.
But they used it for aluminum.
But they still use Imagineer.
So do they have like a copyright thing when they started using it?
No, it was just a term that they used, but Disney is the one that trademarked it. Saying like it belongs to Disney now.
Internally, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
Within their,
They're like, but our imaginations with aluminum are so strong.
They are.
That's a funny thing to bring in. Like, guys, we need more imagination in the aluminum. How did the British say aluminum? They say it differently. Aluminium, I think.
Aluminium.
I think they say aluminium, which is a cooler way to say it, if I'm being honest.
Aluminum.
I don't know. I know they say it a different way.
You're right, they do. I'm so sorry. I don't remember.
They like to put extra E's and stuff on words, and sometimes it sounds better. I'll give them credit for that.
Aluminum.
Something like
that. Okay, anyway.
All right, we'll move on to number 6.
Okay.
Disney World sets inside of a dome to prevent bad weather from affecting the parks.
Okay, so this has been around forever, and it's pretty much died out, but there are some people that believe it.
You would assume the moment people got to Disney World and it starts pouring because it's Florida, they would realize right away that that's not true.
I don't know where that started. I don't know where that myth started.
I'm assuming a lot of people use the term the Disney bubble, just talking about how
I guess that's it. Yeah.
You're in the, like everything in there it's unique. Like you go in, you drive in, like the roads and all of it are technically all Disney. So it probably stems from that. And
yeah, you're probably right about that.
And somebody had an amazing trip where nothing ever, like no rain or anything. And they're like, yeah, there was a bubble.
But I know like old Disney cast members will say, like if they worked in like customer service or like front lines, they'll say like they'll have people come up to them like, why can't you guys just close the dome? Keep the rain out. And they just go, well, like listen.
Here's the thing.
Here's the deal.
It's broken.
But, there are people that still believe it, and
I've never heard anybody say it seriously, but I'm sure there are people that still believe it.
I'm sure.
Well, speaking earlier, we talked about Winnie the Pooh having no pants. Neither does Donald Duck, which clearly Disney likes to animate things without pants, but that's neither here nor there. But number 8, Donald Duck was banned in Finland for not wearing pants.
They banned Donald Duck, except they really didn't.
How do you ban a cartoon?
Never happened. So, in reality, a local party representative, his name is Mr. Marku Halopenyan, I can't pronounce his name very well, simply suggested that the city stop purchasing Donald Duck comics for the community youth centers as a means of cutting costs during an economic downturn. The council agreed, but when elections rolled around in 1978, he was labeled as the man who banned Donald Duck, and the media ran with it.
You mean the media lies? That just doesn't seem.
He just didn't want it for the community youth centers, but they were like, "Hey, you're against Donald Duck, man."
Can you imagine a debate? My opponent doesn't like Donald Duck, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!"
Be like, "That's a travesty."
He's like, "How dare you? I love Donald Duck." And he's like, "You cut him for no pants."
But this is before the interwebs, so
people
believed a lot of stuff.
They believed everything.
They sure did.
Yeah, they kind of think about that. People really kind of did.
They really did. Yeah. But anyway, that was the seventh one. So.
All right, and the last one we have is the quote that a lot of people use, but isn't attributed to him. Was Walt Disney saying, quote, "If you can dream it, you can do it."
So I've actually known this for a while. It drives me crazy because I will see merchandise of this quote being on stuff for Disney. Like, if you can dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney. I'm like, yeah, y'all, he did not say that. He is not quoted as saying that. It's actually from Horizons back in the day, in the 80s, in Epcot. It was written by Imagineer Tom Fitzgerald, who is now a senior creative executive at Disney. It was written on the wall, and it actually said, "If we can dream it, we can do it." That was the quote. Now, I think enough people going through Epcot, going through Horizons, saw that written on the wall.
And just assumed.
Over and over again, and just attributed it with like Disney and Walt did what I mean?
It sounds like something he would have said.
It does sound something he would say. And it's very simple. It's very easy to remember. But no, it was not written by Walt Disney.
So what you're saying is they pulled a Michael Scott here. So if we can dream it, we can do it. Tom Fitzgerald,
Michael Scott.
Walt Disney.
Right?
Basically, that's what happened.
They pulled a Michael Scott. But yeah, so if you see that quoted somewhere and it says Walt Disney, just know that he did not say that. Just erase it and put Tom Fitzgerald.
Imagine if you had a cool quote and you never got credit for it. Just like
they've asked him about it, and he just said I'm just glad that people like it or something. I don't know. He was being
true,
humble about it, but yeah. So yeah, those are the 8 myths that we debunked. We debunked them.
That was an aggressive debunking.
Debunked. So yeah, that was fun. I like that.
That was fun. I like historical things like that. Yeah, the Walt Disney head being frozen thing. I'd known about that one. There was an episode I watched of something that really kind of went into more depth about it years ago, talking about kind of how it happened. I don't remember everything about it, but I do remember there was didn't somebody make a movie not illegally, but against Disney? It was about Walt's frozen head or something like that.
I believe you're right. I don't remember what it's called.
This was years ago. They actually filmed the whole thing secretly on Disney property and released it.
So there was one they did. It wasn't about him being frozen though. It was just almost like guerrilla filming where they just had a camera and they acted like they were just tourists.
Right, but I thought that one had something to do. I thought the storyline with that one was something about Walt's frozen head.
No, it was something weird. This guy followed these 2 girls into the parks, and it was odd. It was crazy.
Your classic love story.
It was terrible. It was really bad.
Oh,
but anyway.
Oh, it was like a bad movie.
Oh, it was terrible.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think Disney sued them.
Well, I remember there was some stuff about they got kicked out or something like that.
I don't remember.
Either way.
It was a while ago, but
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, that will do it for the show.
All right.
So be sure to check us out on the socials at Cap the Magic everywhere except for TikTok. We're at Capture the Magic. And then also be sure to check us out on YouTube at Cap the Magic. I do at least 1 or 2 videos per day over there, just doing some more videos, it's a fun thing to do. We also have some shorts there as well, so you can check it out at Cap the Magic. And of course, we want video versions of the podcast at CTM Podcast on YouTube as well. Plus, we have other shows on the network. We have the CTM Universal show where we talk about Universal Studios. And we'll have another one there come out probably next week or the week after that.
Next week, this coming week is Trip Tales. So we'll have another Universal episode after that.
Okay. And I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. We were going to go to Halloween Horror Nights, but that got delayed. Jamie had a tooth issue come up, so we're going to do that at a later date. So I don't think it'll be about Halloween Horror Nights, but there'll probably something come up between now and then, surely. Sometimes it's Universal, they have a bunch of barrage of news, and then they all of a sudden go silent for
Good word,
weeks.
barrage.
They haven't said anything for like weeks now.
Yeah.
They're leaving me with nothing to talk about.
I'm so sorry.
I know. And speaking of Trip Tales, Jamie has said Trip Tales, which is her trip report show. When's the next one there? Next week?
I'm recording it. Well, if you're listening to this on Thursday, I'm recording it tonight. And then I'll have it out on Sunday. Nope. I'll have it out on Monday.
There you go. She lied and then didn't lie. So check those out there.
Nope.
And you can always be sure if you want to join Club 32, if you're listening this far, you might be interested. You can get additional content and discounts on CTM apparel and 1901 Candle Company products. In fact, you get 25% off by being a member. You can go over to ctmvip.com. And we have monthly or yearly options in there. We have the bunch of extra content like Cool Kids Kitchen. We have the Club 32 show live stream every Tuesday. We have the Clubhouse starting up. You have a private podcast feed, a private Facebook group. There's meetups, which we'll be doing this weekend, which will be a lot of fun. And then, like I said, discounts, all sorts of, discounts, CTM apparel and candles, all that stuff like that. So if you want to join there, ctmvip.com. And again, we have monthly or yearly options, and we even have a free trial if you want to try it out for yourself. As we'll be doing some live streams here or there when we're there. A lot of times we do room tours and things, but a little bit when it makes sense in that area. And if you'd like to join, though, we would love to have you. So, and either way, that's going to do it for the show. So thank you, everybody, for listening and or watching. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us.
Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you. And as Jamie always likes to say,
we will see you in the parks.
Bye.